Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. When I jumped into crypto in 2017, one of my earlier fears was purchasing crypto, putting a bunch of money into something specifically, and then finding out that maybe that was a bad move and it was a coin that was, because it's useless, just run on down to zero, perhaps rather quickly. And so my focus from the very beginning, my strongest interest in where I put my most of my money invested into crypto, is into those coins that solve real problems for real people, where there's real community, real usage from actual people. And I understand that most people in crypto are just speculators, and that's fine, actually. I have no qualms with that. Some people like to rip on the entire space because it's mostly full of speculators. But look, utilities got to get built out, and most people aren't builders, so I'm not going to complain about somebody being a speculator when they don't have the technical know-how, the programming background to participate in that type of way. I think that frankly, speculators don't get enough credit, because they're the ones that cause the opportunity, a huge part of it anyway, for a very huge part of it. They're the reason that there's this opportunity for life-changing wealth. More people jumping in, learning about the space, getting exposure to the asset class. But for me, the big thing is the big question: what's going to be around decades from now? Because I'll tell you this: there are some things happening right now that could make your XRP worth way more in the future. XRP, it could be long-term viability for decades, if not way, way, way longer than that. It just based on, and I'll explain why as we go through this video, but based on what's being built out right now, if this is done right, and if we're right about crypto adoption continuing, and I firmly believe we are, things that are happening right now are of material significance. Which will bring us to this article from the Crypto Basic. Expert sees main reason why Ripple enters stablecoin market. And then there was also this headline: here's how the XRPL AMM feature helps burn XRP. And so, as the vast majority of you know, XRP is programmed to be deflationary. Well, that's picking up a little bit. But before going any further, I do want to be clear, I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. All right, so into this first piece. Now, I've already made multiple videos talking about various aspects of what Ripple is doing in creating a stablecoin, and I've explained why it not only is it not a threat for XRP, not only is it not Ripple giving up on XRP and utilizing XRP as a bridge currency, but it's something that is going to help the long-term viability of XRP. And in fact, any asset, including Ripple's stablecoin, which will be issued apparently later this year, any asset, including that stablecoin, which has to be issued, it actually requires the usage of XRP. Literally, that's the way the XRP blockchain is coded. This is a gigantic plus. Ecosystems that have notable stablecoin activity, they tend to do well. They tend to do well. So let me just get through some of this here. Crypto author Panos Mekros recently suggested that part of Ripple's entry into the stablecoin market may be to rival a significant share of the $6.2 billion profit USDT issuer Tether recorded in 2023. Mekros expressed this perspective in a recent post on X following a revelation of Tether's estimated earnings for last year. Teddy Fusaro, the president of Bitwise, called attention to Tether's 2023 estimated earnings, citing records put together by analysts at Maelstrom based on publicly available financial records. And folks, these numbers are absolutely staggering. It's easy to see why Ripple wants to do this. And also, they've made it very clear. They're not just some sort of fintech company. Although if you asked Brad Garlinghouse 5 years ago, what's Ripple, he'd speak about, first and foremost, about how they're a fintech firm doing this and that, bridge currency maybe comes up, all that jazz. No. Now they offer enterprise solutions for all things crypto. That's pretty much, that's closer to the pitch today. That's why they bought Medico in May of last year for $250 million. They're getting into custody with that. That's why they want to launch a stablecoin. They're trying to dominate everything. And this will be very good for XRP. This is something that will just bolster the entire ecosystem. So let me get through a little bit more of this. Piece continues. Per the report, Tether witnessed a net income of approximately $6.2 billion for 2023. The figure reflects a 128.65% gain from the $2.7 billion recorded in the previous year. Fusaro emphasized Tether's achievement by comparing its earnings with the records of American financial behemoths like Goldman Sachs and Morgan Stanley. He pointed out that Tether's $6.2 billion profit is roughly 78% of Goldman Sachs' $7.9 billion earnings for 2023, even though the stablecoin firm has just 100 employees compared to Goldman Sachs, which has a staff strength of 48,500 individuals. Folks, the landscape as it pertains to finance, it's a changing. It has been for some time. It's just, I think that Satoshi Nakamoto guy might have been owned to something. With all sorts of financial opportunities, with no central authority, and then ultimately evolving into the world of DeFi that we have today, which is just going to look like a little baby by the time this is all said and done. Fast forward another decade, it's going to look very different. It's going to look like a much more mature asset class. But, Ripple is predicting what? If memory serves, I think they're saying that by the year 2030, I think they said that they're expecting stablecoins to be worth, it's in the trillions, 2 or 3 trillion, I think 2 trillion. So, way more than it is now. So imagine that world, though, where that happens, and if this stablecoin in the XRP ledger ends up becoming another asset on the XRP ledger, which is clearly useful and long-term viable, that ensures, that's one more thing that absolutely ensures the long-term viability of XRP. Makes it highly probable, anyway. Not like the 100% certainty, but yes. I mean, there's not 100% certainty in anything in life, anyway. But anyway, they're right here. Similarly, Tether's earnings make up 72% of Morgan Stanley's $8.53 billion earnings with 82,000 employees. And here's a post from Panos, XRP community member and developer, talking about this. He wrote, "Another reason why Ripple is going after the stablecoin market. If done right, they can take a significant piece of the pie and generate a lot of profit. Stablecoins are the most integral part of the crypto economy and DeFi world." So we'll see how things develop here as the years pass and decades, but aren't stablecoins likely to always be highly useful? Don't we need more of that on the XRP ledger? Isn't Ripple making that happen? And look, I understand that going up against Tether in USDC, it's a daunting task, but if there's a firm on this planet that can do that, it would be Ripple, because they have more money than God, basically. And that's good for us XRP holders. We should want this. And I'll just briefly mention this. I've been bringing this up a lot in videos where I talk about this stuff, but in case you hadn't heard, I'd be remiss if I didn't at least mention this. You guys familiar with Tron, which has almost no developer activity at all? You might as well round down to 0, basically. Well, it jumped recently into the top 10 coins by market cap, which it hadn't seen since 2017 or maybe early 2018, somewhere thereabout. So a long time, and it was thought to be a dead coin, but then it suddenly wasn't. Now, why wasn't it? Well, it wasn't. It grew back into significance because it ended up becoming the largest stablecoin ecosystem in all of crypto. And it actually jumped back into the top 10 coins by market cap. And so that tells you the degree to which speculators in the market care about this. They care about healthy and vibrant and big stablecoin ecosystems. That's coming to the XRP ledger. So even if it's not ever going to be USDC, okay, whatever. Fine. Ripple's like, whatever, fine. You're not going to come. We're just going to do our own then. Awesome. Fantastic. Love to see it. Now, USDC is leaving Tron, so who knows what this means for Tron. Tron's been going down recently because of that news broke, but it doesn't matter. You can see the point I'm making. It's about the ecosystems in crypto that do have that. They do well. That's a major, major, major factor. And for a coin to get into the top 10 in a world where increasingly developer activity matters, but this blockchain just doesn't have it, that tells you something, right? And it also tells you that developer activity is not the end-all, be-all. What about the other attributes XRP has? Like, it's just straight up good for payments. It is fantastic at just facilitating payments. Blazing fast, real-time settlement, in a matter, it's 3 to 5 seconds, That's incredible. And there's already real-world adoption. And once something becomes a standard for various use cases, like, it's hard to supplant it. And XRP's been here over a decade. A lot of good stuff here. That's why I'm saying, like, fast forward decades out, how is this not way, way, way bigger as an XRP ecosystem than it is now? Something would have to go disastrously wrong, because everything looks pretty fantastic right now, so far as I'm concerned. And look at this headline from CoinDesk from a few days ago. Stablecoin growth is more important cue for crypto bull market than Bitcoin ETF inflows. Analyst. Well, I'll be gosh darn. So stablecoin environment does matter. And that's why, like, I understand that most people are trying to wrap their head around what the implications of this are. So, you know, I don't actually think people are stupid, but sometimes I did, like, just as I was reading some stuff that was posted on X about theories about why this is bad for XRP, I couldn't help but do a little bit of eye rolling. At the same time, of course, I appreciate people in our community trying to get to the truth and sharing their thoughts, but I'm like, no, that is not what, this is very good. This is very, very good for XRP and the XRP ledger. Great for long-term viability. You want this. You definitely want this. And so this article, I don't need to go through the whole thing here, but it is true. Stablecoin growth is highly impactful. Because what's the narrative right now? Bitcoin ETF inflows. They're sitting here saying stablecoin growth is more important. Here, I'll read just the bullet points right here at the top. One of three. The supply of leading stablecoins, USDT and USDC, grew by $10 billion in the past 30 days. Twice the inflows to Bitcoin ETFs during the same time, 10x research noted. Number two, stablecoins are tokens pegged predominantly to the US dollar and are widely used as a bridge between traditional currencies to digital assets and liquidity for trading. Three, stablecoins might be a better signal for crypto demand than Bitcoin ETF inflows, 10x research noted. So look, take it for what it's worth, and then understand this is something that is coming to the XRP ledger in a very substantial way, and this is a known factor leading into a bull run. Doesn't hurt, you know what I mean? Definitely doesn't hurt. And of course, XRP is scarce. Way less than 1% of humans on the planet have ever held any XRP at any point in time, and when it did hit its all-time high over 6 years ago, almost at $4 with almost no humans. And that was with when that bull run started, you know, at the end of middle of December. Less than 700,000 wallets. There's now over what I think 5.2 million wallets all these years later. Much bigger ecosystem. It's finite. Barely any humans on the planet in crypto, and you know, very small percentage of those in crypto actually hold XRP. Okay, even though it's one of the biggest, most successful coins in existence. Which shouldn't be surprising given that there's over 20,000 coins out there. But it is scarce. It really is scarce. I know the number 100 billion sounds big, and 21 million may not sound as big. But, I mean, this is... I don't think a lot of people, like the typical speculator, do they understand that each individual XRP is only divisible by 1 million? Whereas each individual Bitcoin is divisible by 100 million? So we're just talking about where decimal places are. So there's not that much more XRP than Bitcoin. If you're talking about on an individual unit, with the smallest unit of XRP being a drop, the smallest unit of Bitcoin being a Satoshi or a sat, there's a little over 50 times as much in circulation now. But if you look at 100 billion, you know, versus 21 million, well, it's more like 5,000 times as much, literally. Literally. But if you consider the individual units, we're just talking about where decimal places are. It's not even close to that. It's more like 50 rather than 5,000. That's just how the math works out. So it's scarce. You know, ran really high to its all-time high 6 years ago with almost no humans making that happen. What do you think happens as further adoption continues and this scarce asset continues to get burned? Now, I'm not going to make the case that this is the most important thing about the XRP ecosystem, because I don't believe that it is. But it's a thing about it which I like. And it's only going to become more important as more people jump in here. But, I mean, it would take, realistically, if you're going to burn all the XRP out there, I mean, I've seen all sorts of estimates out there. It could take thousands of years. But it's a thing, it's a known quantity, and in terms of the psychology of that, which is going to help bolster the XRP price, I believe, it's perhaps more impactful in that way. People recognize, oh, this is a thing that there's going to be less of? Yeah, that's something that matters. It works for Bitcoin, too, even though deflationary action isn't programmed into Bitcoin. It just kind of effectively happens as people lose wallet keys and people pass away and stuff like that. With XRP, that happens too, but it's also coded into it. With every single transaction, a little bit of XRP is burnt forever. And so it's picking up. Look at this. Here's how the XRP Ledger Automated Market Maker feature helps burn XRP. The recently introduced XRP Ledger Automated Market Maker, or AMM, feature has a functionality that helps burn XRP tokens when market participants create new AMMs. The XRP ledger has taken another step toward a deflationary model with the introduction of its automated market maker feature. While this functionality primarily looks to provide liquidity, it also has a built-in mechanism that burns XRP tokens, contributing to its scarcity. In a recent post on X, Panos Mekros, a key figure in the XRP community and co-founder of Anodos Finance, highlighted the deflationary impact of the AMM feature. And here, I'll just show you the actual post here. You wrote, "Did you know? When a new AMM pool is created on XRPL, 2 XRP is burned. Instead of the standard minimum transaction cost of 0.00001 XRP, AMM Create must destroy at least the incremental owner reserve amount, currently 2 XRP. This is the same special transaction cost as account delete transactions. Since each AMM instance involves an account root ledger entry, an AMM ledger entry, and a trust line for each token in its pool, an AMM Create transaction requires a much higher than usual transaction cost to deter ledger spam." Which, fantastic as far as I'm concerned. And again, I'm not pretending like that's the end-all be-all. There are a lot of other greater reasons to be excited, but it's a thing, and I just wanted to mention it. It's something that's in the news. Not to belabor the point, but yeah. So that's why, if you fast forward a few decades out, the things that are in the works right now are what going to result in, I believe, XRP likely being worth a fortune compared to where it is now. And nobody knows for sure what's going to happen, and I don't make price predictions. I admit I don't know. But don't these things bode well, wouldn't you suppose anyway, for the long-term viability of XRP and the implications in terms of price action? I think yes. And I bet accordingly. And yes, if XRP goes high enough in terms of price before we see that level of adoption, if I'm enticed to sell because it's an outsized portion of my net worth, yes, I'll sell. I will sell all of my XRP, and then when the market tanks, I'm sure I'll be more than happy to buy at a discount. I'm sure I'll be happy to do it all over again. But in terms of long-term viability, yeah, I do believe it's got it. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.